Hello, my friends. How are you? This is Ana Sarabia coming to you today, almost February 14. Yesterday was a Super Bowl. Very interesting game, I should say. And what's going on? Let's talk some real estate regarding here the South Texas area, specifically San Antonio. As you all know, the practice of real estate is a super hyper local event. So every market is different, even though we may have some general statistics, especially those that the National Association of Realtors send us. But today I'm going to talk about specifically San Antonio. So basically the San Antonio Board of Realtors is saying that for this last week that just ended, our average sales price is $413,072. That's the average. And 327 homes were sold. The median price is $323,000. And the number that really still amazes me is that we have 3.3 months of inventory here in the Alamo City. So let's recap a little bit. What is a balanced market? A balanced market has 6 months of inventory. That is a balanced market. However, you know, every time you go over 6 months of inventory, it's considered a buyer's market. And every time you have less than 6, it's considered a seller's market. So the reality is that, yes, again, I'm so sorry about sounding so repetitive, week after week, but the reality remains that this is still, for all practical purposes, a seller's market. And, what we're seeing a lot is that a lot of the buyers are using the buy down of the rate and they're just going full steam ahead. And as I mentioned before, there are many, many ways that you can negotiate those buy downs. So depending on which hat you're wearing, you can make it to the advantage of the seller. And why do I say the advantage of the seller? Let's talk specifically about that. Because in today's market, say for instance, you have a house for sale at $300,000 and the buyer comes in and asks you for $20,000, for miscellaneous updates, repairs, whatever. It is easier for the seller to tell them instead, hey, why don't you consider instead a buy down, which will benefit you better, by not having to pay as much money out of pocket. And, buying a couple of points down may cost the seller $10,000 and give the buyer a really good incentive to go that route instead of getting $20,000 off of the sales price. So in that respect, that would benefit the seller. Now, if you're talking to the buyer, well, that's a pretty clear cut right there because, the rate, it's going to stay low. You're not going to have to refinance or wait for rates to come down, and it will have a much bigger impact in your pocket than going the other route. Now, what is the estimation? We do know that the home appreciation in 2022 increased for about 6.9, and what they're expecting this year to be, it's going to appreciate at the rate of 3%. That's what they are predicting. So that brings me back to normal appreciation numbers, because after COVID hit, that was an aberration. So seeing appreciation rates come down to 3-4, that's what you used to see in San Antonio. For the most part in the, back in the day. If you really think about it, that is still a great investment because, you're betting on appreciation. So if you decide that you want to expand your wealth, again, they say having a diversified portfolio is the way to go. But I still got to tell you, after my experience, and we can talk about that one in another emission of this, because it was pretty painful. But real estate, at the end of the day, it's going to appreciate in such a way that will give you a great return on your investment. And it's something that you can touch, that you can feel, that you can, liquidate it if you needed to, or just bet on long-term, owning properties. So if you're in the market, or if you will consider growing your wealth through real estate, I have a great podcast that I can recommend. So if you need it, I can definitely share it with you. But to me, this is still the way to go. And before I go, what are buyers looking for? So here in Texas, go big, Texas size, we are seeing their buyers are not so concerned about the size anymore, but they do like to have a home office. So that's still a number one thing. And they are concentrating a lot about outdoorsy upgrades, covered patios, outdoor kitchens, things like that. From the trend that we see right now, definitely, you know, people are not necessarily focused on having a bathroom per every bedroom. Although I have to say that international buyers, definitely, specifically Mexican buyers, we do tend to flock towards every bedroom having its own bath. That's like a staple of those international buyers. So that's another thing to consider, you know, for the resale value. We're still in San Antonio. It's a bicultural city. We have a lot of international buyers, specifically from Mexico. So it's always a good idea to keep on focusing on, if you're going to, you know, hold this house for the short term, being able to have the best design of it to resell it in the future. So anyway, I will be recording another video talking a little more about that. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Please subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. If you like any specific topics that you would like me to address, feel free to send me a text or an email. I'm always here to serve. Again, thank you so much. This is Sarabia, and I hope to see you soon. And let's talk some real estate.